love the film. And you know the rule of thumb, the books are always better than the film. I can't do this. Hey, stop it! Bill, stop! Nothing. It's nothing, Bill. It was just a moment of weakness. That's all. That's all. Bill. Thank you. Let's just get this review done. Hello, Internet. Welcome to Bookworm Reviews. I'm your host, the Bookworm, and Dragon Month continues. So sit back and relax as we learn How to Train Your Dragon, the first how-to book by Cressida Cowell.
He's a real nowhere man, sitting in his nowhere land, making all his nowhere plans for nobody. Doesn't have a point of view. No.
There were dragons when I was a boy. There were great, grim sky dragons that nested on the cliff tops like gigantic, scary birds. Little, brown, scuttly dragons that hunted down the mice and rats in well-organized packs. Preposterously huge sea dragons that were 20 times as big as the big blue whale, and who killed for the fun of it. You will have to take my word for it, for the dragons are disappearing so fast they may soon become extinct. Nobody knows what is happening. They are crawling back into the sea from whence they came, leaving not a bone, not a fang, in the earth for the men of the future to remember them by. So in order that these amazing creatures should not be forgotten, I will tell this true story from my childhood. I was not the sort of boy who could train a dragon with a mere lifting of an eyebrow. I was not a natural at the heroism business. I had to work at it. This is the story of becoming a hero, the hard way. Right, so How to Train Your Dragon. A children's book published in 2003, most of us have heard about it mainly from the really good movie from 2010, about a young Viking named Hiccup trying to fit into society that by nature he is inferior. He keeps failing in his father's eyes, no one respects him, and he puts a lot of pressure on himself to fit in. Until he meets Toothless. They begin to form a bond that will both help them and get him in even more trouble. Would you be surprised if I told you the adaptation made a few changes? How about a lot of changes? So much so that the only thing these two have in common is the title and the character names. Yes, I'm fine. Now, several of the major differences they made are... Please stop, Bill. Instead of fighting dragons in a war, they are used for a trial to manhood by stealing the young and training them to become full members of Hooligan Village. Stop. Hiccup is still the same outcast we know, but the book showcases him as someone who loves to watch dragons and learns to speak Dragonese, which is the language of the dragons, and yes, they do talk. Which is basically of being the village.
Get those nerds! Nerd! Nerd!
Stop it, Bill! Just stop it! I don't need to tell you anything. I don't need your help. I don't need to say I found the movie better than the book. I didn't just say that. 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 Oh God, I just said it! I broke the cardinal rule of books. I don't don't deserve to wear this hat. I don't deserve to wear this coat. I don't deserve to wear this shirt. Stupid shirt. Get off me. I don't deserve to read books on the internet. Sorry for wasting your time. Goodbye.
Nowhere man.
Why? Sure. Well, it's like I said. Hiccup is a part of a ritual where he must grab and train a dragon in time for his village ceremony, to be considered a man and a member of Hooligan Village. But he is not like the other boys. He is thin, smart, does a lot of reading, and is considered useless by just about everyone. He gets his dragon, but in appearances, he is just as useless. He is the smallest dragon anyone has ever seen. He's a common garden, which are good for pets, but not for heroes, and has no teeth, which the bullies give him the name Toothless. God, I can't believe Toothless is... Toothless in the book is a complete jackass. He is selfish, arrogant, he is not as cute, and nothing like the Toothless I know from the movie. God, that is so stupid of me to say! Well, it's a really good movie that both adults and kids can enjoy with a message we can all relate to. While the book was written for children. No, far from it. It's actually pretty interesting. Hiccup is someone a lot of kids can relate to. Everyone has been that outcast. That one who somehow doesn't fit into what society wants them to be. Teased by our classmates, our parents, and teachers that we are useless, making us and Hiccup not even look up to ourselves. Yet, Hiccup keeps pushing himself. It's funny. There is a book he reads called How to Train Your Dragon, but it's just one page that tells you to yell at it! But that is not Hiccup. Instead, he starts to train Toothless his own way, outside of what everyone says, by using the knowledge he got from studying dragons. It's fun, entertaining to see how dragons tick, and sometimes hilarious. It shows kids how there is no one way in life, and just because you are not like what a hero should have, it doesn't mean you can't be a hero with what you got. It's really a great message that kids everywhere will understand. There are actually 3 things I loved about the book. 1, Hiccup's journey. The other is chapter 12. I love chapter 12, where Hiccup is revealed to the village he speaks Dragonese, and is asked to talk to this huge sea dragon that is really frightening by the mere scale of it, and fascinating by what they talk about. Supper. Seriously. Last, the Dragonese is pretty funny. Yeah. Me mama no like it yum yum on the bum. My mother does not like to be bitten on the bum.
My poor insane son.
I guess culture shock. I came in seeing the movie as an adult first, then went to read the book made for children, and the difference made me whiplash at it for not being the film. Which is sad, because if I were a kid, I would love this book and read the entire series. The world is interesting and complex, the The dragons are some of the most creative designs I have seen, and I would have really related to Hiccup as a kid. I know how he feels, and seeing him rise up being who he is really speaks to me. I mean, it isn't perfect. The humor can get gross sometimes, but considering what book series were popular in my childhood, I can't give it that much flack. But this is a kid's book first, and I just wasn't open-minded enough to let the story really sink in. The book and the film tell the same moral, but went about it in different ways. Plus the author gave the film her full support, so there's that. The ambiguity of book reviewing is never black and white. Now that's a hard one. For the genre, I would say an 8 out of 10. It's a really good children's book that kids of all ages would enjoy. My personal would be 6 out of 10. I can say after talking about it that it is a good book, but I'm just not the target audience. But I actually would like to read more of the series to see where it goes, out of curiosity. Overall, I would give How to Train Your Dragon a 7 out of 10. If they're coming from the film first, they should take caution when reading. But there isn't much in me to call this bad by any stretch of the means. Who knows, maybe they might find it more interesting. They'll never know until they read it. Too bad I couldn't have said all this for the review. What? You recorded my pain and suffering for the entire internet to see?
Yes.
You little stinky genius. Sure. Well, Dragon Month continues with... Well, the magic will be with you. Always. Till next time, have a nice